right. Hello, everybody. We are back today with Friends and Fables. Today, Michelle's going to play along with us. We've each selected a character. I am Gamble Rutland, a blue dragonborn wizard. And Michelle is Herod Harold, a dwarf ranger. So again, Friends and Fables is like a D&D 5e wrapper for a kind of prompt engine AI D&D session. So you can get in here and start wherever you want by kicking everything off. So we'll let Franz, the AI DM, let them know we're ready.
Before we begin, I do just want to put it out there that we did not coordinate our outfits for this.
True.
Although I imagine that is a very common thing that happens in real life Dungeons and Dragons type of events.
Oh yeah. I think you got to click on your screen too.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, this is fun. Okay.
Because when we get into turn orders, it's going to ask us to do different things. All right. Welcome, Gamble and Herod, to the world of Fifthran. You find yourselves in the bustling market quarter of Glace Point, a small village nestled in the heart of the Pale Wastes. The air is crisp and cold, with a hint of wood smoke and roasting meats carried on the wind. The snow-covered buildings seem to glow in the pale winter sunlight, and the sound of merchants calling out their wares fills the air. As you look around, you see a variety of stalls selling everything from exotic spices to handmade clothing. The smell of freshly baked bread wafts from a nearby bakery, making your stomach growl with hunger. People of all shapes and sizes hurry about, bundled up against the cold, their faces rosy from the chill. You both have a history with this place. Gamble, your charm and wit have earned you a reputation as a skilled salesman, and you've set up a stall here in the market quarter filled with all manner of curious trinkets and treasures. Herod, your skills as a ranger have brought you to Glace Point in search of new opportunities, and you've heard rumors of local hunters' lodge that might be in need of your expertise. As you take in the sights and sounds, you notice a commotion near the center of the market. A loud, boisterous voice rings out, drawing attention to a nearby stall. Ah, travelers, welcome to my humble abode. Come, take a look at the wonders I have to offer. You, my friends, have a certain je ne sais quoi, certain style, if you will. I have just the thing to complement your fashion sense. Oh, even this guy knows that we match today.
There it is.
It seems you're the one calling out to the crowd. It's me. I'm that one saying that, I guess. Trying to entice them to come and see your wares. Herod, you're standing nearby, eyeing the crowd with a mix of curiosity and caution. What would you like to do next?
I have to decide what to do next. All right. Yeah, let's go check out. So I have to type into this thing. Is that how this works?
Yep, you can type in there and say what you're doing, and I'll be able to say what I'm doing. I'm going to be using Prestidigitation, which is a spell cantrip that allows you to like make things happen in the air. So if I'm trying to sell wares, I'm creating like fireworks in the air with Prestidigitation.
I'm trying to check out these wares.
All right. As you create sparks in the air with your Prestidigitation, the crowd around you oohs and ahs, drawn in by the flashy display. Your stall, already filled with an assortment of colorful trinkets and treasures, seems to shine even brighter in the flickering light of the sparks. People begin to gather around, their eyes scanning your wares with renewed interest. Herod, you approach the stall. You notice that Gamble's display has drawn in a diverse crowd. There are villagers from Glace Point bundled up against the cold, as well as a few travelers who look like they've been on the road for a while. You notice a pair of twin sisters, Olivia and Livy Tor, owners of Snowfield Sundries, eyeing Gamble's wares with interest. Gamble, you continue to charm the crowd with your sparks and charisma. You notice a few people eyeing a particular item on your stall, a beautifully crafted silver brooch adorned with a small, shimmering gemstone. One of the villagers, a gruff-looking man with a thick beard, seems particularly interested in the brooch, his eyes fixed on it with a mixture of longing and suspicion. What would you like to do next, Gamble? Would you like to try and sell the brooch to the villager, or perhaps draw attention to another item? And then, Herod, what would you like to do? Take a closer look at the brooch, or perhaps ask Gamble about other items on display?
Hmm.
This is funny the way they've set it up so that you're buying something.
I know, so funny. I'm gonna learn about some more items.
Awesome.
Just browsing, just window shopping. I feel like this storyline is starting much more calmly than the last time you did this. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like the first time you streamed yourself doing this, it went from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Well, I didn't want it to start off too slow, so I was like, I'm gonna go pick a job, and then I, found a fight, and turns out was in no way prepared for that fight.
There we
I thought I
go.
was clever by trying to set up some rules of, you can't kill me or don't punch me in the face, but turns out that barbarian didn't care about rules. uh, yeah, I'll just ask the gruff man, which I think is you, if you have your mind on anything specific.
Have your mind on anything specific? God, I feel like my imagination, this is just a reminder that my imagination when I'm put on the spot is so bad. All right. So what was I looking at before?
I think you were looking at a brooch.
A brooch. Let's look at some weapons.
Awesome. All right, let's look at some weapons. All right. As you scan the stall, Herod, you notice a selection of weapons on display, including a few daggers, short swords, and a beautifully crafted longbow with intricate carvings on the limbs.
Oh yeah, that's what I want.
The bow in particular catches your eye, and you can't help but wonder about its history and craftsmanship. Gamble, as you continue to charm the crowd, you notice that the villager with a thick beard is still eyeing the silver brooch, his expression unreadable. You also catch the eye of one of the twin sisters, Olivia Tor, who gives you a brief, enigmatic smile before returning her attention to the wares on your stall. Suddenly, a loud booming voice rings out from the edge of the market, drawing everyone's attention. Hear ye, gather round, travelers and villagers alike. Herod's Hunter Lodge is seeking brave souls to aid in the hunt. Revan, those cursed white wolves, have been spotted in the area. We need able-bodied hunters to help us take them down. Speaker, a stout dwarf with a bushy beard, is none other than Herod Harold, the leader of the hunters of Glace Point. There's another Herod Harold?
Wait. Is the AI getting confused?
It might be. By the gear and guidance, you bring the brawn and the bravery. What would you like to do next, Gamble? Would you like to try and sell the brooch? Or perhaps take advantage of the distraction to showcase another item in your stall? And Herod, are you interested in joining the hunt? So this is interesting because I think what this has done is when you selected a character, that character exists in the world. It allows you to play that character. But I think right now we're running into a situation where that storyline is still going to progress because it's not smart enough to know that you are Herod.
Oh no.
So now
the
there's two
sim-
Herods.
The sim is being silly.
I mean, that just means that there's a possibility that we run into another gamble as well. I think I would close up shop. I'm interested in.
Wait, it says France might make mistakes when generating What's NPCs?
NPCs are non-player characters. So in this
Got it.
situation, that would be the other Herald is
All
a
right, so
non-player
it's acknowledging that it made a mistake.
I think it's acknowledging that it might have.
When he does, we recommend that you undo or edit the event to ensure the context is consistent and accurate. Okay, so we have to do a little fact checking.
All right, let's try this again here. What should France change? Okay, let me. I can edit this. Where do you notice? All right, but this shouldn't be Herald. Where is it? Wish it gave you a bigger text box. This is very small. Okay, none other than. Well, let's call him Jared Harold. Maybe he's your brother.
Well, a little sibling rivalry.
Yeah. All right, we'll just go through it, edit that. All right, save that. Okay, hopefully that'll continue on. All right. I think I want to take this. I would like to close up the shop early. And as
Come
it looks like
can you come with me on the quest?
I think so.
Okay, I don't want
I
to go
think
on
if
the
we
quest
both
by myself.
choose to go on the quest. Oh, you want to go by yourself?
No, I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to go.
Okay.
Oh my god! What if I
Okay.
was like, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah. Like this has been the whole session just selling things. I decide close up shop early. And go on the hunt, as it looks like everyone is just looking and no one's buying.
All right, can I just hit accept quest?
I think so.
Oh, what do you say to accept the quest? Yes, we accept. Okay.
All right.
Jared.
You've decided to accept the hunt. Jared Harold's face lights up. With a broad grin as he nods in approval. Excellent. I knew I could count on you, Herod, and you, Gamble. You're welcome to join as well. Could use a wizard's skills in this hunt. With that, Jared turns and heads toward Herod's Hunter's Lodge, gesturing for you to follow. The crowd begins to disperse, chattering excitedly about the hunt and the Revan. As you make your way to the lodge, you notice the rustic atmosphere and the smell of wood smoke and leather filling the air. Inside, you see a group of hunters gathered around a large table, examining maps and discussing strategies. Grimbold Ironfist, a gruff but experienced hunter, looks up as you enter. Ah, Herod, good to see you. And you, Gamble, I've heard of your skills. Welcome to the hunt. Jared begins to brief you on the situation, explaining that the Revan have been attacking travelers on the roads and threatening the village's safety. He provides you with gear, including silver-tipped arrows and wolf hunting traps. What would you like to do next, Gamble? Would you like to examine the gear, ask questions about the hunt, or perhaps try to charm Grimbold with your wit?
Oh.
And Herod, are you ready to get down to business and start planning the hunt? I'm just a charming wizard, but you're
Oh.
just straight to business.
They just want you for your looks, Cody.
I guess so. It's that the blue scales.
Yeah, let's start planning.
I use prestidigitation to cool people's ales.
What is prestidigitation?
It is like this weird little cantrip spell in D&D that allows you to make things warmer or colder. It allows you to like make sparks. It allows you to change the scent of like the air in an area, or to like immediately clean something that's dirty. So it's like if I could have one spell from D&D, but like also still be in this real world, it would probably be the thing that I would pick, because like I could just never have a cold or hot drink if I don't want one. I could always have light. I could always, clean my clothes just snap. Don't have to go to the car wash. So it's kind of a little do-it-all spell. It's pretty nice.
I'm Googling. Fantastic. It's like it's like the Swiss Army knife of magic.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Love
it's fantastic.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use prestidigitation to cool the patrons' ale in the hall and sit down to plan the hunt.
All right.
As you use prestidigitation to cool the ale, the patrons in the hall cheer and raise their mugs in appreciation. The atmosphere in the lodge becomes more relaxed, and the hunters gathered around the table nod in approval. Jared Harold begins that's just never going to not be funny. It's just too good. Begins to outline the plan. All right, we've had reports of Revan sightings in the frozen wilderness surrounding Glace Point. We'll need to track them down, and that won't be easy. The snow is deep, and the Revan are cunning. We'll need to use our skills to follow their trail. He hands you a rough map, pointing out several locations where the Revan have been spotted. We'll start here at the edge of the forest. From there, we'll follow the trail and see where it takes us. Grimbold Ironfist adds, be careful. The Revan are not to be underestimated. They're vicious and will attack without warning. We'll need to stay sharp and work together if we're going to succeed. As you examine the map, you notice the trail leads into the heart of the frozen wilderness. The snow-covered trees seem to stretch on forever, and you can't help but feel a sense of unease. What would you like to do next? Ask questions about the Revan or the trail, or perhaps use your knowledge of the wilderness to suggest a different approach. And Herod, are you ready to set into the frozen wilderness? Or do you have any concerns about the hunt?
They're like, this guy is all action.
Yep.
All doing, no thinking.
Wizard, would you like to charm anybody or like think about things?
Do you want to think through this plan, or do you just want to do it?
I've done nothing
any
thoughtful yet. All I've done is like cool things down or make things sparkly.
I love the and this goes true for this when I do the thing on ChatGPT with Joelle. When I go to Harry Potter World, I love the ambiance of like the ale house in these types of scenes. It just feels very cozy. I feel like I would do very well in this world.
Yeah, in some kind of fantasy world like this.
Yeah, it seems like a simple time where a bunch of old dudes just want to fight and have a good time and drink some beers.
Just gotta watch out for whatever these Revan are.
Exactly. All right. I I'm gonna do something a little uncharacteristic
Okay.
and have some concerns.
Okay.
Let's what kind of concerns should I have? Give me a second.
I'm going to see what I know about Revan. I'm thinking this might give me a prompt for like a history check or a nature check. We'll see. Love that. Concerned about how deep the snow is and how we might escape if there's an avalanche.
Just
All right. Friends, as a wizard, Gamble, you've had some dealings with Revan in the past. You recall that they're a type of wolf that's native to the Pale Wastes. And they're known for their white coats and sharp, poison-tipped tails. Okay, they're highly aggressive and have been known to attack travelers and villagers alike. Their poison is particularly deadly, and it's said that even a small scratch can be fatal if not treated promptly. As for their habits, you know that Revan are most active at night, and they're drawn to the scent of blood and flesh. They're also highly territorial and will fiercely defend their territory against any perceived threats. Regarding your concern, Jared Harold nods thoughtfully. Avalanches are a real risk in this terrain, especially with the deep snow we've been getting. We'll need to be careful and keep an eye out for any signs of instability in the snowpack. If we do get caught in an avalanche, our best bet will be to try and get to the side of the slope as quickly as possible and try to dig ourselves out. Grumbled Iron Fist adds, we'll also need to be mindful of the Revan's ability to trigger avalanches themselves. Oh gosh. They're known to use their powerful legs to create small slides, which can be just as deadly as a full-blown avalanche. With that, the planning session comes to a close, and you're ready to set out into the frozen wilderness. You've got your gear, your plan, and your wits. What would you like to do next? I feel like we could plan more.
I feel unprepared.
Like if these things want or are attracted to blood and flesh, I feel like we should bring out like a bit of small game with us to set kind of a trap for them.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's a good idea.
like some rabbits or something. You know, leave them in an area, maybe with I don't know, like a simple pit trap or something. We just dig a hole.
Mm, mm.
All
There's
right.
an idea. So do we have to go find some
I'm just going to
game?
propose that this is a hunter's lodge. I'm assuming that they might have some meat somewhere.
Mm.
uh, so yeah, I propose that we dig a pit trap and bait it with some fresh meat, rabbit perhaps, so that we can take some of them out without having to fight them. Um, Anything that you think we should do there?
Oh, I have some ideas. Um,
I do like this that it gives you these bits about the world that you learn.
mhm.
Now we know that the Revan can cause avalanches.
What am I? Okay. I want to make sure we're wearing the right clothes.
Yeah.
So I want to go find the best gear possible, the right footwear. Want to make sure my arms are covered. I don't want to get scratched by the Revan.
I like that. Smart. Jared nods thoughtfully at your proposal, Gamble. A pit trap could be a good idea, but we'll need to make sure it's deep enough and well concealed to catch the Revan off guard. We'll need to choose the right bait. Rabbit might work, but we'll need to make sure it's fresh and appealing to the Revan. For your gear, Herod, Jared suggests that you visit Snowfield Sundries, the local general stores, to see what they have in stock. Olivia and Livy Tor, the twin sisters who run the store, might have some gear that will help you navigate the deep snow. They're knowledgeable about the wilderness and might have some advice to offer as well. You make your way over to the sundries, and after browsing the shelves, you find some sturdy snowshoes, a warm winter cloak, and a set of insulated gloves. The twin sisters also offer you some advice on how to navigate the deep snow and avoid avalanches. With your gear in hand, you're ready to set out into the frozen wilderness. You've got your plan, your gear, your wits. As you prepare to leave, you notice the sky is growing darker and the wind is picking up. The air is crisp and cold, and you can see your breath misting in the air. You're about to head out into the wilderness when Livy Tor approaches you, her eyes serious. Be careful out there, travelers. The Revan are not to be trifled with, and the wilderness can be unforgiving if you are not careful. You might not make it back. What would you like to do next?
First of all, shout out to the Tor parents for naming their daughters Livy and Olivia.
Yeah.
Feels lazy.
Yep.
But that's okay. I'll let it slide.
I feel like the nicknames have got to be the same. They've got to confuse those kids all the time. My kids' names couldn't be more different, and I confuse them all the time. Or call the wrong wrong name all the time.
Oh yeah, I get called my brother's name. My mom typically goes through all three of my siblings before she gets to me sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I've learned to respond to.
So you should be able to click on equip on these right here and get.
Oh,
those.
I did.
Awesome.
Oh, I am equipped.
Nice. All right. All right. Well, should we set out into the wilderness and go hunt these Revan?
I guess so.
All right. Let's go hunt some Revan. Let's go hunting.
I'm going with you.
All right. You set out into the frozen wilderness, the cold air biting at your faces as you trudge through the deep snow. The wind howls around you, making it difficult to hear anything else. You're about 20 minutes east of Glace Point, and the trees loom above you, their branches creaking in the wind. As you walk, you notice that the snow is getting deeper, making every step a struggle. You're both wearing snowshoes, but even with them, the going is slow. Herod,
Come on.
I know. Prepared? We got training? With your ranger skills, though, you take the lead using your knowledge of the wilderness to navigate through the dense forest. I mean, that makes sense. I really should just be struggling. I'm not made for walking through snow. Unless I'm a dragonborn, so I'm imagining, cold-blooded. After about 30 minutes of walking, you come across a set of tracks in the snow. They're large and paw-like, and you can tell they were made by the Revan. The tracks are fresh, and you can see that they lead deeper into the forest. What we would like to do next: follow the tracks, search the surrounding area to see if we can find any other signs. And Herod, as you examine the tracks, what do you notice about them? Are they from a single Revan, or do you think there might be more than one?
Ooh. Yeah, let's dig into these tracks a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a closer look at the tracks.
Yeah, I'll search the area.
Cody, we make a great team.
Yeah. Boom, we get teleported into a fantasy world. Just cooling ales and hunting. All right. So it's prompting you for a check.
All right. What's a survival check?
Survival
Oh.
check is a type of check that you make in D&D. It's generally like if you're tracking something, or if you potentially have ingested poison, or different things like that. If you're gathering, kind of searching the area for different foods.
All
It
right.
should be able to do it from the little caret on the left side of the prompt. There should be a little button you can push,
Ooh.
and then you'll find survival in there somewhere. Right here.
All
But
right.
as we search the area, I noticed that the trees around me seem to be watching me. Their branches like skeletal fingers reaching out towards us. Ooh, you got a 20. Nice. That's good. The wind howls through the trees, making it difficult to hear anything else. You see nothing out of the ordinary, just the usual forest, detritus, and snow-covered trees. Harriet, as you take a closer look at the tracks, you notice they're definitely from a Revan. The paw pads are large and well-defined, and you can see individual toes. The tracks are deep, indicating that the Revan is a large and powerful creature. You also notice that the tracks seem to be heading in a straight line, as if the Revan is following a specific path. As you examine the tracks, you realize that you'll need to make a survival check to continue tracking the Revan. Snow is deep, and the wind is making it difficult to follow the tracks. Would you like to do, Gamble? Help Herod with the tracking, or perhaps take the point and lead the way? I follow. Herod. uh, yeah, 20 is good.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Herod. With a perfect roll, you expertly follow the Revan's tracks, navigating through the dense forest and deep snow with ease. You lead the way, and Gamble follows closely behind. As you track the Revan, you could notice that the forest is becoming denser and the trees are growing taller. The wind howls through the trees, making it difficult to hear anything else. You can feel the Revan's presence as you sense that you're getting close. After about 20 minutes of tracking, you come across a small clearing. In the center of the clearing is a large, eerie-looking cave. The Revan's tracks lead directly into the cave. You can see that the cave is dark and foreboding, and you sense that the Revan is hiding inside. Would you like to do, Gamble? Would you like to enter the cave, or perhaps search the perimeter to see if you can find any other signs of the Revan? Herod, as you approach the cave, you notice the air around you grows colder. You feel a malevolent presence emanating from the cave. What do you do?
Okay, so I feel like if we go into the cave, we're toast.
We're gonna get into a fight for sure.
If
There's two of
we
us. So far, it seems like there's only one of these things, but
I don't know. Should we just go and see what happens? Should we explore around, see if there's a way to kind of strategically sneak in?
I mean, it's in a cave right now, right? So, I mean, this is maybe dumb, but what if we like pause a snow cave in at the front of this cave and like just try to trap it in there? I mean,
Yeah.
we're hoping that it doesn't have any other exits, I guess, but and there's the chance that it, causes a larger avalanche, but or it just comes
Let's
out and attacks us then. But it looks like our current quest now is ambush the Revan.
let's do it.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
All right. I investigate. I investigate the outside of the cave to see if we can cover the entrance with snow. A controlled avalanche. Oh, what? That's new.
Oh no. What?
I guess I died before we got to this the last time. That's weak. Out of
Well,
turns.
that's why ChatGPT.
Yep. You put the fancy wrapper on it, you got to pay for it, I guess.
Should we just like see if we can copy all of this into ChatGPT and see what happens?
We could try it.
I can only scroll back. Oh wait, okay. Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. I wonder if it'll accept it in this fashion or not. Da, da, da. Okay, let's see here if this will work. I'm gonna stop that screen, and we'll do this one. We'll test this out. We'll see if this works or not. All right. What was I saying before? Wanted to see if we can make a controlled avalanche. We'll see how this works. I guess we'll say Gamble investigates. Are you helping with this as well?
Yeah.
Herod.
Let's beat them at their own game.
Yeah, let's. Seems to be. Lets me use prestidigitation. All right. Gamble and Herod, you decide to investigate the perimeter of the cave with a cautious approach, aiming to see if you can use the snowpack around the entrance for a controlled avalanche. Herod, your ranger instincts guide you to carefully assess the snow and the slope of the cave. You find that there's a thick, unstable layer of snow clinging to the ridge, just waiting for the right disturbance to come crashing down. A little effort, you think it's possible to trigger a controlled slide to seal off the entrance of the cave, trapping the Revan inside or forcing them out. Okay? Gamble, using your knowledge of arcane magic, you could use prestidigitation or another spell to create vibrations or minor tremors that might be enough to set off the controlled avalanche. However, you'll need to act carefully. The snow is unstable, and any mistake could result in the avalanche coming down before you're ready, potentially putting both of you in danger. You want to proceed with this plan. How will you time your actions to ensure you're not caught in the avalanche?
ChatGPT is skeptical.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like one of us should like make the avalanche happen, and maybe I'll stand. So I feel like when it happens, the Revan is gonna come out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
cave. So I feel like we should strategize and say, okay, you start the avalanche, I'll receive the Revan at the opening of the cave, and then you come in and we'll
Yeah. Yeah. I can
ambush.
cast like a thunder wave would probably start an avalanche for sure.
Let's do it.
All right. Gamble. Thunderwave to cause a with the snow. And you're like waiting with your bow drawn
Yeah, I am like
for
waiting to see the
in case
first.
the Revan comes out.
Yeah.
All right. I'll cast Thunderwave to try to cave in the snow, and you have your bow drawn at the cave entrance for the Revan should it approach. All right. Gamble steps forward, feeling the tension in the air as the plan solidifies. Taking a deep breath, you channel your arcane energy and cast Thunderwave. The spell's force ripples outward in a deafening boom, shaking the very ground beneath your feet and sending tremors through the snowpack above the cave entrance. Immediately, you hear the ominous sound of cracking and shifting snow. The unstable layer you both identified begins to break free, cascading down the slope in a controlled avalanche. The snow crashes down with immense force, sealing off the entrance of the cave in a flurry of white muffling the eerie silence that follows. Herod, with your bow drawn and ready, you stand poised to strike, scanning the surroundings with your keen ranger eyes. Suddenly you see movement. The snow shifts near the cave entrance, and an unmistakable silhouette of a Revan emerges. It looks disoriented, struggling through the snow, and its eyes glow with feral intensity as it realizes it's been trapped. What do you do next, Herod? Do you take the shot or wait for the creature to fully emerge? Gamble, is there anything else you'd like to prepare as the Revan fights to escape its snowy prison? I mean, I'm a firebolt it.
What's firebolt it?
It's like a fire spell that's uh, cheap, but it does damage. It's like a little fireball.
Mm.
I mean, if this thing is
No, it will
ferocious,
melt. It'll melt the snow.
well, if this thing is ferocious and has a poison-tipped tail, uh, I mean, it sounds like it's probably going to break out of the snow. It's trapped right now, but it's struggling to get out.
Um, I wanna shoot it with a bow and arrow to like maim it,
Okay.
slow it down.
All right. You shoot it with an arrow to maim it. Gamble. All right. Herod takes a deep breath, focuses, and lets loose the arrow aimed to maim the Revan as it struggles through the snow. The arrow whistles through the air and strikes the creature in its hind leg with a solid thunk, causing the Revan to yelp in pain. The beast stumbles as its movements slowed by the injury and blood begins to stain the snow. In the same moment, Gamble, you summon the fiery energy of a firebolt. You extend your hand, and a bolt of crackling flame bursts forth, shooting straight toward the Revan. The spell hits with precision, engulfing the creature in flames. The smell of singed fur fills the air as the Revan howls in agony. It's not down yet. The Revan, now furious and desperate, turns its glowing eyes toward you both. Baring its sharp fangs, it struggles to maintain its balance, severely weakened by the arrow and the fire, but it's not giving up the fight just yet. What do you do next? Herod, are you readying another shot or changing your approach? Gamble, do you press the attack or try something else to deal with the enraged Revan? We just made this wolf mad.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna get ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Is this typically how D&D works? Like, is it essentially up to like the dungeon master to just create a story?
Yeah, so you basically as a DM, you kind of create situations. You have a story, maybe that you're following or that you have kind of bullet point notes for what kind of things are going on in the world, and then you have your players and your characters that are in there that can affect those things that are going on in the world. So like
Mhm.
it might turn out that this Revan is being controlled by some big bad evil guy, and um, you know, taking it out reveals that somehow. Or
Mm.
in this kind of a situation, there might be other approaches than just killing the creature. You're a ranger, for instance, so we've got this thing injured. Um, you know, if I were DMing this in like a real game, uh, and a character or player wanted to like, I go up, I want to try to make an animal handling check. I want to see if I can tame this creature. I want to see if I can show it compassion and, eventually tame this thing and make it my companion so that it travels with me. Then that would be something that would be like within the realm of possibility. There are some things that, it are pretty much hard nosed. Like, yeah, this dragon, you're probably not going to be able to tame this dragon, but like wolf, yeah, 100%. You could tame a wolf. Um, so DM is generally the person who kind of like sets the rules. It's like, cool, yeah, you can totally try to do that thing. You want to swing from a vine and try to kick this wolf in the head? Yeah, you make an athletics check to try to do that. And, uh, if you succeed, you do that. If you get a low roll in that athletics check, you're swinging through the air, and then all of a sudden your grip lets loose, and you're now lying on your back in front of the creature that you were trying to attack, kind of situations.
Got it. So there's a little bit of like precedent settings. My next question was going to be like, well, what's stopping other players from like, if you get killed, what is stopping them from saying like, oh, but I use this thing to come back to life? So the DM is kind of responsible for like,
Yeah. I mean, the DM kind of
maintaining order and
sets whatever is in the world, whatever the things that are possibilities. So, like in a situation where somebody might want to be resuscitated or revived, those things are possible in most D&D worlds. Like there are healing potions and healing spells, and even some things that can reincarnate you into a new body should your body have been like disintegrated and stuff like that. Um, if anything is too powerful, then generally a DM would say, no, that's just not going to, it doesn't work, it fails or whatever. And a lot of those things kind of start with conversations with whatever players you're going to have in your games. Um, so yeah, but like in a situation like this, depending on what the creature's temperament might be, it might be possible to do something other than killing it. Um, I think ChatGPT is, as we've seen with
following our lead.
Joelle's, yeah, it's gonna do whatever we want it to do. Probably, if you try to go up and tame this thing, it's probably gonna let us tame it.
Yeah.
But if this were a real game, then that would be something where like I would call for a nature check or an animal handling check, and then there would be an element of chance where like you roll a dice and we see how it goes.
Fascinating.
And we could probably tell ChatGPT in this situation, like, I would like to make an animal handling check to see if I can calm the Revan down and befriend it and tell it whatever role we got. And it would probably take that and kind of put that into account. I mean, we can even test it out if you want to do that.
Let's ask it.
All right.
So yeah, let's go tame it.
Awesome. Okay. Why don't you open up another browser tab and roll a d20? You can just tell Google roll a d20. And I'll say that Herod approaches the Revan and makes an animal befriended.
I did not know there were this many shapes of dice.
Oh yeah, there's a
Very,
lot.
very cool.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 19.
Oh damn, that's nice. That's good.
I know.
All
I don't
right.
want to brag.
19 plus 2 for animal handling. We'll see how that handles that. All right. As you cautiously approach the injured Revan, bow still at the ready, you soften your stance and try to project a calm, non-threatening presence. The Revan, panting heavily from the pain and exhaustion, growls low but doesn't lash out immediately. Its eyes still fierce, but more wary than aggressive. With steady movements, Herod kneels and speaks softly, attempting to soothe the creature. The Revan's snarls quiet down, and its posture slowly shifts from aggressive to wariness. Its ears perk up slightly, as though it's trying to understand your intentions. The connection is beginning to form. With the success of the animal handling check, the Revan hesitates for a moment, no longer seeing Herod as an immediate threat. Tail, once twitching with anger, now lies still, though its glowing eyes remain locked on you. Unsure but less hostile, Herod, you've managed to calm the creature enough to halt its aggression. It's not a full friendship yet, but the Revan no longer sees you as a threat and may be open to further interaction or assistance.
Oh, I feel bad for shooting it.
Yeah. Uh, but that's the cool thing now. Is like it did what I was kind of thinking it might, and we've kind of moved it a notch towards taming this creature, but not quite all the way there yet. But you know, it's regarding you kindly.
All right, so we have 6 minutes left. Should we like tell ChatGPT it's time to wrap up the story? Make something happen where it actually turns into us having to battle and see what happens.
Yeah. So you just want to take it out now?
Yeah, let's say just like it's time to wrap up this hunt. Um
Wrap up the hunt.
Something unexpected happens, angering the Revan, and we break out into a battle.
As you and Gamble begin to relax, feeling that the tension with the Revan has lessened, a sudden sharp crack echoes from the forest. A branch above snaps from the weight of snow, crashing into the ground mere feet from the Revan. The sudden noise startles the creature, and its eyes flash with fury. A guttural snarl erupts from its throat, and its posture immediately shifts back into a threatening stance. The Revan's fur bristles and as it bares its fangs. Any progress you'd made in calming it is quickly lost. Its primal instincts take over, and it leaps forward with a vicious growl, ready to attack. Combat is now unavoidable. Initiative begins. So initiative is like who goes first in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Herod stands ready with a bow, the tension of the air thick once more. Gamble, sensing the shift, prepares another spell, knowing the Revan won't hold back this time. What do you both do? So we can attack.
Yeah, I feel like let's attack. And ask it to like what's a good way to ask it to like create an ending to the story, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So Gamble shoots another firebolt. Herod, arrow, um, arrow, maybe do something like wrap up the adventure. Okay.
Cool.
As the Revan charges, its icy blue eyes blazing with rage, Gamble reacts quickly, summoning another fiery spell. With a flick of his wrist, he casts firebolts, and the bolt of flame streaks through the cold air, slamming into the Revan's side. The creature lets out a pained yelp, the flames scorching its white fur, but it doesn't stop its advance. Herod, with precise focus, draws his bowstring back and releases an arrow aimed directly at the Revan's hind leg. The arrow finds its mark, striking deep and causing the beast to stagger. The Revan lets out another howl, this time one of pain and desperation, movement slowing as the injury takes hold. With both attacks landing true, the Revan realizes it's outmatched. Its fierce snarl fades into a whimper as it limps back toward the cave, eyes filled with a mix of fear and fury. But instead of retreating into the cave, the Revan pauses at the entrance, casting one last glare before turning and bounding into the surrounding forest, disappearing into the snow-covered trees. The sudden silence after the battle is deafening. The wind has died down, leaving only the distant creak of snow-laden branches. Herod and Gamble stand victorious, though aware that the Revan may return one day. Jared Harold and Grimbold Ironfist eventually arrive, having heard the commotion. Well done, both of you, Jared says with a nod of respect. You've driven off the beast. Glace Point will be safer thanks to your efforts. With the hunt concluded, you both make your way back to the village. As the sun sets and the sky darkens into twilight, there's a sense of accomplishment in the air. The Revan may have escaped, but its threat has been diminished. And the people of Glace Point are safe for now. You both receive warm welcomes from the villagers and hunters, as well as an invitation to return should more threats arise in the Pale Wastes. With your journey complete, what will your next adventure be?
I feel like that wasn't very satisfying. They're like, oh, the Revan just shrugs and walks away.
Yeah. Pasting the chat didn't give it the same prompts that it would if we would have been over there on Fables. I think over there, it has the system built out into it for actually having combat and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, hey, we wrapped up the hunt.
yeah,
Time to go back to the lodge and crush some ales.
for sure. Awesome. That was good. It was a good adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we were able to move everything over to ChatGPT after Friends of
I know.
Fables.
I feel like that wasn't enough tokens. They don't give you enough tokens.
Definitely not. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Like we'll let them get a good 30 minutes into their adventure, and then we'll say that they have to pay.
Oh well. Well, Cody, this is very fun. Thank you for joining me and for walking us through that. And thank you for answering all of my very basic questions about D&D. It's a world I'm very curious about.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot to uncover. So
a lot of fun. All right. And yeah, we'll see everybody next time.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time. We will be back on Thursday on the live stream. So check back in. Same time, same place. All right, y'all. Have a good night.